Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this 30 days masterclass series on electric vehicle design using MATLAB Simulink. This is third day. I welcome you all the participants. I welcome Anshul Gupta, the Star Show, Rakesh, Karthik, Gaurav. Welcome participants. Vishnu Prasad. Yes, welcome Silfi. Welcome Harshad. Anushree, Prince Kumar, Raju Meena, warm welcome participants. Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes, thank you. Yes, warm welcome participants. Yes. So, this is Malapan from Pantech Solutions. My research area is about advanced power electronics and renewable energy, special electrical machines, and electric vehicle design and power supply design. So, these are all my advanced research area. If you have any research assistance, you can ask me and then I will give you the solutions. And about the Pantech is an educational equipments manufacturing company for electrical and electronics and IoT related products. You can get it. And similarly, we will help you to build your own project. Suppose if you have a problem statement, then we will help you how to build the project. So for those support, you can get it from the Pantech. Yes. And technical training, we have a clear vision about where we have to stand, and according to this we our main vision is to help 10 million students to learn this technology in easy way. So far we have trained about 1.5 lakh students, and still we are going to launch three more variety like 30 days masterclass series on various topics. So please keep engaged the entire our social media network so that you can get easily about those informations. Yes. And announcement, you will get a attendance form about 7:30 p.m. So no need to write any presence are in the chat box. So please stop that chat, and you will be provided Google form. So you have to submit the Google form at 7:30 p.m. and that form will be available till 8:30. So you have to submit. You have to submit class that attend the class, and then you have to submit the Google form. And minimum 25 days attendance is required to get your free webinar participation certificate. And we have an internship facility for this 30-day series. Those who are all not able to attend the live, so you can get the recorded classes, as well as that you can download these presentations, and you can get MATLAB project files, as well as the Excel sheets wherever the calculations is involved. So for those for those calculations, we will give you the Excel sheet. You can download it from the LMS portal. And in addition to that, you can join in the VIP WhatsApp group. So there you can ask your query. I will try to give you the answers maximum 1 hour time period. Yes. So today we are going to discuss about how to calculate the motor power for various scenario, and how much time is required to reach the maximum velocity of the vehicle, and finally we will discuss some basic MATLAB examples. So basic MATLAB examples we will discuss in detail, so keep engaged with the entire class. And first, as we know that what is the other than forces which is applied on the vehicle, about apart from the applied forces, so that is called the push force. See here, generally it will be calculated to calculate the motor power. So first we have to estimate the what are all the forces available on the vehicle. So for that one, it's called the total tractive forces, like rolling resistance, and then aerodynamic, as well as the hill climbing, and then acceleration force. So these forces will be applied on a vehicle. So now the point is, we have to calculate these forces with the help of the formula, right? So these are the formula, already we have discussed enough. See here, this is generalized formula for FRR mu RR into mg. So again, we have to get these parameter values, and sometimes we have to choose the coefficients, and sometimes we have to get these values from the manufacturer, right? So you have to get these values, and then you have to, if you apply this one, then you can get the individual forces on these forces. So now we are going to use this formula to calculate the how much power is required. See, for example, already we have discussed this power calculations. See, suppose if you take a 1000 kg weight vehicle and this dimensions, and as we know that the power, suppose if you consider rolling resistance and then aerodynamic, suppose if you are not considering the hill climbing force. So now the point is we can calculate if you increase the weight of the vehicle. So with the same data, how much power it is required while you change the weight of the vehicle, right? So see here, this is the simple example. Yes. Yes. See here, this is the vehicle 1 and then vehicle 2. If you take this graph, in the vehicle 1 it has 1000 kg. Similarly, the vehicle 2 has 1200 kg. Right. So in this scenario, if you take, if you calculate this value, like if you use this one, if for example, suppose if we removed, yes. Suppose if you remove this value and if you keep the same speed of the vehicle, other than the weight. See, instead of if you're in your car, in your two-wheeler, instead of 2 people, suppose if you are adding additional people. So in that case, how much motor power is required? What is the range in the power? See, for example, if you take a same 1000 kg with the same dimensions, other all the parameters are same. And see, for this one, you are going to get a 2.5 kilowatt motor power. Similarly, if you increase just to 200 kg, then you are going to be in, you're supposed to supply a 2.9 kilowatt motor power, right? See, this is directly proportional. Suppose if you are adding the weight to the vehicle, then you have to increase the motor power. So that is the one first observation. And second thing, suppose if you are adding, if you are going to keep your vehicle on the hill, upgradient situation. So for that situation, so what is the power input ranges? So how this value can be changed? See, for that one, if you apply this vehicle over the bridges or any hill area, so in that case we have to take care the theta. This is the angle between the run length as well as the length of the side. See, in that case there is a formula, that is a mass into gravitational acceleration into sine theta. So if you apply this angle, so generally it will be mentioned in the vehicle as a capacity. How much angle can be withstand for this particular vehicle? See, generally for the hill climbing hill area, the vehicle entire power range will be different. For normal area, then the power range will be less than that hill area vehicles. And suppose if you take this calculations, see here I am going to increase 10 degree. In that case, earlier, suppose if you are keeping your vehicle on the surface area, then the power rating will be about 2.5 kilowattage. See here, the 2.5 kilowatt is the power range. Suppose if you are going to use in the hill area, like if you increase like a 20 degree, see, just we can start from the 5 degree. Suppose if you apply 5 degree, then the power rating will be 9.5 kilowatt. Suppose if you are increasing 5 degree to 10 degree, so in that case 18.9 is the power requirement. And similarly, if you are going for up to 40 degree, so in that case you have to use 70 kilowatt motor in your vehicle. So then only the vehicle will be it's capable to cover or work under this hill area. Similarly, and if you change the speed of the vehicle, So instead of 40 kilometer, so if you keep a 50 kilometer per hour, so in that case again the power range will be increased. See here the point is, while you design any vehicle, then you should if you are claiming my vehicle can run up to 50 kilometer per hour and then it can handle up to 10 1000 kg weight and for this much of gradability, that is the angular gradability. So in that case you have to keep the safety factor into 2. Suppose if you are climbing 10 degree, then you have to calculate for the 20 degree. So that is the motor power requirement. Is it clear? Is it clear? If you are clear, please comment in the comment box. So here the gear ratio and all we have to use in the exact calculations. So now we have not taken care of the other parts. For simplicity purpose, for understanding purpose, we have used these calculations. So again, still the same calculation is applicable for any vehicle. Yeah, thank you participants. And now let us move to the slide. And see, from this Excel sheet, you can observe that if there is a vehicle fully loaded conditions, then the power requirement is huge. Similarly, if your vehicle is under the hill climbing area, then again the furthermore power requirement is going to increase. So that is the main 2 observations. And next one, if you increase the vehicle speed, so in that case again you have to increase the motor power requirement. So while you climb your if you are going to specify my vehicle is going to reach so and so rating, so in that case you have to keep in your mind these points to choose the motorway power. And for typical while you design your vehicle, so generally you have to keep 20% higher than that mentioned specifications. Like suppose if you are going to mention 1000 kg weight for this particular vehicle, then in that case you have to take 1200 kilogram you need to be taken care. Similarly the gradients also. This is a simple observation, so you just keep in your mind. And so now we are going to calculate the acceleration force. How, at what is the maximum time to reach the maximum speed? See here generally we have to take a dynamic equations as per the Newton's law. So we are going to use this formula. See, as we know that P power of the vehicle is total tractive force into velocity. So now the point is if you apply the motor power, so that the total tractive force, so with the help of Excel sheet we can calculate the total tractive force, right? So initially our motor force will be very less. So whenever that motor generating the force to overcome these forces, then only the vehicle will get acceleration. Otherwise it will be in the deceleration mode. So in that case there will be 2 limiting factors. So what are the limiting factors? One is that weight of the vehicle and then motor power of the vehicle. So this is the generalized limiting factors while you to reach the vehicle and the top speed. Similarly, the second part of the limiting factors is the vehicle wheel will be spinning inside the with the help of ground, right? So in that case the tractive effort will be higher than the whenever the tractive effort is higher than the adhesive capability between the tire and ground, then only the vehicle will get acceleration. Otherwise it will be in the standstill position. And similarly that is the slipping of the wheel, right? So due to the ground type like a wet, icy or snow or any soft soil, so due to this also the vehicle will get wheel will get spinning. So again we have to overcome these issues. And next one, while the maximum torque will be delivered on the vehicle, so irrespective of the maximum torque. So this also will these are the limiting factors to reach the top speed with the rated velocity, rated torque. Okay, so while you design your vehicle, you have to keep in your mind so these points. So then only your calculations will be in the accurate manner. So now let us check. So this is the formula to calculate the slip. Suppose if your vehicle is in the 0 speed and if it is reaching the maximum speed, so in that case the velocity of the vehicle will be gradually increasing with the help of that radius of the tire and angular speed of the tire, right? Similarly, from the 0 to 1, so this is called acceleration, this is called deceleration, or else we can call it as a braking method. So simple understanding purpose, we have given this theoretical concept. And see here, this is a generalized motor working principle. See here, if your motor is going to start from the 0 point, right? If your motor going to start at in the initial state, so in that case the torque of the vehicle, torque of the motor will be high. Similarly, if you increase gradually from 0 to maximum, see here, this is called the safe operating area of the vehicle or motor, right? See again here, whenever this speed crosses the critical speed or rated speed, so critical speed or rated speed. So now the point is we can get two different operating regions. So one is called less than critical speed and another one is called higher critical speed, higher than this critical speed. Suppose if your motor or vehicle is in the less than the critical speed, then the vehicle can get a exact maximum torque. If the vehicle goes above the critical speed, then the torque will get reduced. Right? This is generalized theory, so just to keep in your mind. And so let us take this sample data. So first one is that the sample data. So based on this, you have to calculate the motor power. So while you calculate the motor power, then the manufacturer will give you a motor power and then terminal voltage and current at full load and then torque of the motor and then speed of the motor. So this additional two parameter you have to get it from the manufacturer. So now we can take a formula called P is equal to T into omega. So now the omega is nothing but the 2 pi n. So n nothing but that RPM divided by 60. So suppose if you apply this one, then the maximum, so the maximum critical speed is that 732.66 radian per second. So from 0 to 732.66 radian per second, that motor will deliver 140 Newton meter. So it will be a constant value. So like this graph. Suppose if you take that the same value till this portion, so 732.66 radian per second. So during this period, so the motor can deliver this torque. So this torque is the 140 Newton meter. Suppose if your vehicle goes above the critical speed, then this torque can be reduced drastically. So this is a generalized motor working principle. So not only a motor. So again, this formula, this theory will applicable for the IC engines also. And in the electrical motors, again you have a additional facility called if you are changing the motor type. Actually, some motor will follow the same principle. Some motor will have an independent variable, like the torque is controlled by the voltage. The torque is controlled by the current, and the speed is controlled by the voltage. So it depends the motor concept. You can have a variety of options to control the motor, even though if it is higher, higher than the critical speed. So that kind of facility is available on the electrical motors, not in the IC engines. In that case, we can get a lesser, maximum power with the lesser rating. So that is the advantages of the electrical motors. So for that, to achieve that concept, then you have to apply a field-oriented control methods to improve the performance of the particular vehicle. So now with the same data, again as we know that the motor power is equal to P is equal to I mean t into omega. So at the same time, suppose if you are the omega is the critical speed. See here again, this critical speed depends the velocity divided by radius of the tire as well as the gear ratio. And in electric vehicle, there is no any, I mean, it's not a mandatory of the gear. But again, when there will be a power train, so there again in between the motor shaft to the wheel, so there will also will be a power loss. So in that case, we have to take care that consider. I mean that losses also. So that is directly proportional to the gear ratio. And if you apply this formula, then again you may get a equations called. So this is the critical velocity of the vehicle. Right, P is equal to, as per our the previous data, P is equal to 1200 12,000 kilowatt 12 kilowatt, and maximum torque, and then 3.66 is nothing but like 11 by 0.3. So if you calculate this value, then you may get a 36.66. So if you apply this value, then you may get a 19.8 meter per second. See, now the point is at how long will take to reach the vehicle this speed from the standstill position. So that is the time we are going to calculate it. So for that one, we are going to use the formula. See, again the total power is equal to P is equal to total tractive effort with velocity. So as we know that F of t is the combination of all the forces, and we have to apply the same formula. Suppose if you apply this one, then we may get a Ft is equal to this is the formula. If you apply the value, then you can get a value, right? This is the F of t. As we know that P is equal to T omega. So now T into omega. So omega is the G by R. So let us take this as a reference equations. And similarly, yes, already I mentioned, if the vehicle speed is less than the critical speed, then your motor or vehicle can receive a maximum torque. If the vehicle is in the higher than the critical speed, the torque will be reduced. So now we are going to apply the same value, and if you apply that value, then you may get equations, right? So this is the one equation, second equation. So based on the equation number 1, we have applied the parameter, then we can get the equations. And similarly for the dynamic acceleration above the critical speed. See, above the critical speed, again the earlier it was about so this is the less than critical speed, 0 to critical speed. So this is the second equation. Similarly, for the above the critical speed, again we have to change the value. So this is the 2 pi this torque value we have to apply. So generally the torque value, see, actually I have calculated, so I will tell you. So the torque value we have to apply like yes. So again we have to take the same formula. So P is equal to T omega, T into omega. Again here, if you apply this value, P, this is 12,000 kilowatt, and then omega is nothing but again this value. So if you apply this one, then you can get a 2756. So if you apply properly, and now if you calculate these values, then you may get a third equations. So now take these two equations. So take equation number 2, 3 and then 2. Then if you calculate this exponential with MATLAB functions, then you can get a time value, right? I will show you how to calculate, how to do the process. See here, less than the critical speed. So 9.8 meter per second is the critical speed. And similarly above the critical speed. So for the less than the below critical speed, this is the formula, equation number 2, and above critical speed, this is the equation number 3, right? If you apply this one, then you may get a velocity with respect to time equations. So this is the maximum torque, I mean maximum velocity of the vehicle. So at time is 14.2 seconds. So this is the maximum time with this vehicle can within this time period the vehicle can reach up to the maximum speed, that is the critical speed. So like that you have to calculate your motor speed time frame, right? So I recommend you everyone, so just to practice, generate your own MATLAB code to achieve this formula. So this equation can be available on the LMS portal, so you can download it. So now again we have a 1 month internship option. You can if you are enrolled, so today is the batch 1 is going to close, so again you can join in the batch 2. If you enrolled today, then you may get, you can avail that 590 rupees. You use that welcome EV coupon code, and you can get a WhatsApp VIP WhatsApp group, and you can get a support. And for the internship people, I will give you a special F&A session by this Saturday. So if you are interested, you can join. I will share you the Google Meet link by email. Via email, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will share you the link. You can join in the F&A questions. And so now we are going to start the MATLAB demo. So first let us check logic functions. So have you installed the MATLAB in your laptop or computer? So anyone, can you please comment? Have you installed the MATLAB in your computer? Yeah, for internship people, please WhatsApp your email. Suppose if you are not able to get your support, please WhatsApp me. This is my WhatsApp number 98409744008. So you can reach me at after this live. So this is my WhatsApp number. You can reach me at after this live. Yeah. So just to take my number 98409 plus 919840974408. So this is the WhatsApp number. If internship people, please WhatsApp me your email ID if you are facing any issues on the internship portal. If you are not able to open the videos or download the videos or MATLAB installations, everything, you can WhatsApp me. I will give you the call. I will give you the support. Yeah. So let us start MATLAB demo. So step by step. Yeah, some of the people not yet installed the MATLAB. Some of the people not install the MATLAB, so please install the MATLAB. And yeah, see, for VIP group, just go to your class. So just go to your login page, and then you may get a VIP group details also. Yes, I will show you how to download the MATLAB and all. So again, just to go to Google and get MATLAB free trial. So straight away just go to click the link, and then you can apply your email ID, and you can download your MATLAB software. And after once you installed, somebody has mentioned I'm not able to get app. So for that one, go to add-ons and get add-ons. Click the get add-ons button. So just click get add-ons button. And see here, just install whatever you want. All the toolboxes you can additionally install, like autonomous, so autonomous driving toolboxes, then whatever you want, just install it, then this thing will get ready. While you install these toolboxes, again these kind of toolboxes has been released by the MATLAB, and these kind of toolboxes has been released by someone else, that is a third party tool. So while you install the toolboxes, you please keep in your mind for choosing this one. Someone, by default the MathWorks will give you the solutions, but somebody, a third party will mention this name. So while you choose the laptop, applications, then you have to keep in your mind. Yes, yeah. So now, yes. Now let us. So this is the procedure to add the one. Now let us move to the Simulink. Just type Simulink. Just to type Simulink. Just to type Simulink, you can get a window, and so now you have to create a new block. So let us check. Facing issues while installing, sir. Okay. Actually, in the YouTube there are a lot of MATLAB installation videos. So please check YouTube videos, so that you can easily understand and how you can get a easy step. Participants don't chat as a present. Please submit the attendance form. So the attendance form has been it's a top of the chat. I have pinned the chat. So please submit your attendance form. So after this live, we will update this attendance form in this video description as well as that comment box. So don't forget to submit this attendance form. Yes. How to log in LMS portal? For that one, you have to log in here. Pantech. You just log in here. Pantech. So elearning.com. So this is the link. You can download. You can access the LMS portal. So MATLAB 2013 is a very oldest version. So there are a lot of options will not be available. So better keep any latest versions. That will be always sufficient one. Yeah. So how to log in the LMS portal? Just to log into pantechelearning.com. So you can get you can join in the LMS portal. Just visit this page. So now the MATLAB Simulink has been opened. So now we are going to develop a logical functions, as well as that sine pulse width modulation for single phase as well as the three phase. Yeah, so now it is opened. I'm going to save the file first. I'm going to save the file day 3 experiment 1. So now let us take logical functions. So for that one, we can use pulse generator, right? Already in yesterday we have used square pulse generation, and then triangular pulse generation, and then sine wave generation. So we can use the same functions. So now just to take a pulse generator. Yeah, just open the Simulink and go to sources. Go to sources and take a pulse generator block and keep in your workspace. So keep in your workspace. Yeah, and And see here, as we know that amplitude, you can mention what is the amplitude and then how you can generate it, everything. And similarly, the time period is 10 seconds, so let us keep it 1 second. And then pulse width, exactly half of the pulse is the high and then half of the pulse will be the low, right? So this is a square pulse generator. So let us take a scope block. So now we are going to invert the signal. So with the help of logic gates. Yes. And see, we know that this will give you the square pulse output. So I'm going to run this simulation for 10 seconds. So I have took 10 seconds as a running time. For the precise calculations, you can reduce the simulation time also. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. See here, this function, this block has generated the square pulses. So now we are going to invert the pulse with the help of the logical operations. Again, just go to library browser. Go to library browser. See here the logic and then bit operations. Logic and bit operations. So here you can get a lot of logical operator as well as the relational operators. See, this logical operator will give you all the logic gates. So just take it and take a NOT gate. So this block will give the inverted pulses. And open the scope and add one more graph with the layout. If you keep a single layout, then the pulse we cannot see clear manner. So just to take a 2 scope. And yeah, see here, so the output is the inverted one. So this is the input of the pulse. Similarly, this is the output of the pulse. So now we have inverted the same pulses. And similarly, if you want to do the AND gate operations, see, the idea is whenever the two inputs are high, then only the output will be high. Otherwise, the output will be low. So now we are going to apply here 2 different pulses. So just to connect here. So I'm going to connect in the square. Yeah. So this is second pulse and this is the third pulse. So now just to take another layout. Yes. So now we have we did a AND gate for the inverted pulses. The output should be, yeah, see here, output should be as much as low actually. Same output we are getting. 5 pulse and AND gate. Yes. So just run the simulation. Yes. AND gate should be 0, right? Oh, okay. Actually, we have to take this pulse. Yeah. So now the output will be 0, exactly 0. Yeah. Here we are multiplying these 2 pulses. Then at the time the output of the pulse is 0. So now like this we can do any kind of operations. So take a constant block. So this is another method to identify the component. Suppose if you know very well about the block name, you can directly double click over the workspace and there will be a search option. Just search. I'm going to take a constant block. So just to take a constant block. and apply here. So the input pulse will be replica. Similarly, if you apply 0 value, the NOT gate we can separate it. So this is simple logic functions. Like that, in the MATLAB you can do any kind of logical operations. So that is the beauty of the MATLAB. In your engineering problem, you can implement all the kind of solutions. VIP WhatsApp group, after this live, please WhatsApp me. I will share you the details. 98409 74408. In day 1 downloadable link, the VIP group is there. So please visit the day 1 downloadable link. So this is simplest logical functions. Similarly, we can go for the triangular functions also, like a PWM generator also. So let us move to the sine pulse width modulation and create a new block, new simulation, and just save the simulation. So for that one, first we have to generate a sine pulses. Day 3 experiment. So here we are going to take a sine pulse. First take a sine wave. Just to take a sine wave. Watch the video. There is only 2 of the toolboxes. He said some. Obviously, the MATLAB is a huge size, so you have to download it. You have to spare that time only. So amplitude we can keep it 1. Amplitude we can keep it 1, and then frequency 2 star pi star into 50 Hertz. So while you reducing the operating signal time, in that case you have to modify the simulation settings. I will tell you one by one, so please attend the class. So now let us take a scope. Sine wave will not be proper because we have not adjusted the simulation time. So just run this simulation for 1 second. Excuse me. Just run this simulation for 1 second. So now we have to get a sine functions. So this is not a proper sine waveform. So to improve the sine waveform, already we have discussed the same point. Yeah, this is a sine function. So already we have discussed the same function. Just to go to modeling and take a model settings option. Model settings option, and here you have to choose the value. So take a fixed step, and open the solver. Yeah. So open the solver and adjust 1 e power minus 6. So if you modify this setting, then you can get a accurate sine waveform. Otherwise, the random value only you make it. So again, just run the simulation. Yeah, so now the graph will give you the proper sine waveform. So earlier it was not a proper sine waveform, it is a random signal. So now we have generated the sine waveform. Similarly, we have to generate a triangular waveform. For triangular waveform, what is the block name? Can you please comment what is a block name to generate a triangular function? Open the library browser, go to sources. Can you please tell me what is the block name to generate a triangular function? Yes. So take a repeating sequence in your block. Just add it. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Jami Anusha. repeating sequence, and connect to the scope, and as take this value. Yes, thank you. So this is the functions. We are going to add the functions. See here, we are going to take a triangular functions. So this is the bipolar PWM. So this is the 1, and then 0.5, and this is the 0.75. 75. This is the 0.75, and this is the 0.25, and this is the 0 angle. So now we have to take it. Now we have to take it 0, time value 0, and 0.25, and 0.5, and 0.75, and 1, and you can multiply with the time frame. So for the PWM generation, generally it will be 3 times of the fundamental frequency. Suppose if you take a 50 Hz, then you have to multiply 1 by 50, like 1000 seconds or 1050 seconds. You can take it 1 e power minus 3, and the output value, that is the output value 0 1 0 minus 1 0. So if you apply this value, then you can get a square function, triangular functions. So now we take we got the 2 functions. Yeah, see here the triangular function and then a square function. So now we have to compare these 2 values. So for comparing these 2 values, again you have an option called relational operator. So just to go to the bit logic and then bit operations, take relational operator. Take a relational operator, and so this is the, which means that if it is a less than 1, whenever this condition, so signal 1 is higher, less than the signal 2, then the output will be high. If you take a greater than, then similarly you can get the output. Yeah. So just to take a square pulses, and so 3 different functions you can take it. So just run the simulation, and now you can get see here we are generating the sine is the input 1, and then triangular is the input 2. So the output is, if you whenever the sine PWM is maximum, that is the sine amplitude is maximum, the pulse width will be high. So this is the PWM sine pulse width modulation for the single phase inverter. Similarly, we can generate a 3-phase inverter also. So only thing, you have to introduce the phase shift between the one input, one reference input to the another reference input. So now we can take 3 more pulses. Just to take for 3-phase input, we have to take phase B and phase A and phase C. So just to remove this thing. So we are going to take 3 different inputs as a reference input, and similarly we can take a single carrier, right? So single carrier. So here we have to ensure whether are we generating the 3 synchronized waveform or not. So again here radiance is you have to introduce 120 pi by 180. So this is the conversion time. So just 120 into pi by 180, and similarly you have to take another one. So this is the phase C. See here, you have to take 240. So just to combine these three signals into the single graph. Just to take a single graph, so you can get you can verify whether are you generating the proper synchronized waveform or not. So first you have to ensure that point, then only you have to proceed further. So here you have to apply the phase to radian degree to radian conversions. Yeah, see here the three synchronized waveform has been generated. Yes, see here sine waveform for A phase waveform, and then B phase waveform, and then C phase waveform. So like this we can generate a three different sine waveform with 120-degree phase shift. And if you compare the same output, if you take a sine wave, yes, phase A and then triangle functions. Similarly, just drag it phase B and then triangular function, and similarly phase C and triangular function. So these functions will give you the different PW. So now just run the simulation, you can get yeah. So this is a different waveform. So whenever this graph has been verified, you can check the output. See, suppose if you take, so here the maximum amplitude, and similarly again here this is the maximum amplitude, and here this maximum amplitude. So like that you can get a three different sine pulse width modulation. So similarly you can use the logic gate to generate the opposite pulses. So if you do that logical functions, then you can get a 6 different pulse width modulations. So this is simplest logic to generate a pulse width modulation for three-phase inverters. Actually, this logic we are going to use in the induction motor control and BLDC motor control and then PMSM motor control. So just practice this experiment and take the output, share the output in the comment box. So I will try to give you the solutions. Yeah, so now you can ask your queries. So now you can ask your queries, I can give you the answers. Yeah, so please don't, people don't spam the chat. So please ask the questions only. Yeah, Mr. Jay, you can register today. Sir, can we use ANSYS? Yeah, ANSYS also you can use it. That is for the different purpose. For finite element analysis and then electromagnetic analysis, you can use that one. Thank you, participants. Thanks for your how to take a start time, how to change the start time. See here, there is the stop time. So just double click it. You can add whatever you want. MATLAB is not working, so just go to YouTube. So there are a lot of videos are there. Just go to YouTube and MATLAB installation. So here you can find lot of videos. Just follow this video and you can use get benefit. PPT, this PPT and then this MATLAB files, you can download it from the LMS portal. In MATLAB, how do you search directly? What is the command? See, actually to search the component, suppose if you know this component name, so like this component name is a scope. Okay, so this is the scope. See, just double click over the workspace, just double click, you can get a search window. So now you can search, you can type scope. See, here you can check the scope, you can select and you can choose the component. So directly it will be. So this is another method to pick the component. Repeating sequence settings. So repeating sequence setting, nothing but see here there are the two values. One is called x-axis and then y-axis. So y-axis is the output value. So x-axis is the time value. So this is the 0 value and this is the 0.25 or quarter period and then half of the period and then 3/4 period and then full period. So like that you have to interfere, you have to type 0, 0.25, 0.25, 5, sorry, 0.5 and 0.75, 0.75, 1. Okay, so this is the x-axis value. So y-axis value for this graph, for 0 it's a value 0 and 0.25 it's a value 1 and then 0.5 value 0 and 0.75 it's a -1 and then for 1 it's a 0. So this is the repeating sequence value. So if you apply like this, then you can get an output. Can we get a project certificate? Actually, in the internship, you can get a internship completion certificate. In next class, give one more example of calculations for the force and force, velocity, and all forces. See, actually, in the LMS portal, you can download the Excel sheet. You can modify your own data, and then you can get any values. Why you take e power 3 and then 6. E power 3 nothing but time value. See, actually, if it is a 1000 kilohertz, then inverse of 1000 is nothing but a 1 e power -3. And for the simulation settings, you have to reduce the sample time to solve the iterations. So for that one, I have used 1 e power -6. If you have any more questions, you please ask me. You can download this PPT from the LMS portal. LMS portal is nothing but a Pantech elearning.com. So you can check it. Yeah, this is the LMS portal. So if you are enrolled in the internship, then you can download it, all the information. So notes and then MATLAB project files will be shared only for the paid people. What certificate will get? We will get through 30 days class. See here. So this is the internship informations. So you can get a webinar participation certificate. Actually, I have shared this PDF into the group. You can check it in the WhatsApp group. So this is the yeah. So for the webinar people, you can download this certificate after this 30 days series. after this, I mean, probably after 30 days series, like 1 or 2 days later, you can download all these, you can download your certificate from our website. For the internship people, they can get internship completion certificate. So this, whenever they are going to close the course in the LMS portal, immediately they can download it. Will you teach SolidWorks software? No, actually I am going to work only on the MATLAB. Yes, thank you participants. Thanks for your valuable time here. I hope you have enjoyed this today classes. And if you have any more questions, I have given the Google form. You can ask your queries and I will try to give you the answers in the email. So thank you participants. Thanks for your valuable time.